A surprising number of you have requested that I do a prediction list for the third fighter pass in Dragon Ball FighterZ. I'm open to doing that. In fact, I'm excited about doing that, but honestly, I need a lot more time to think about it. But what I don't need to think about anywhere near as much is the characters that I want to see in Dragon Ball FighterZ. So if this is something you wanted to see, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a like on the video. It helps other people find it and it supports the channel. I'm not going to use any rules in this list about how likely a character is. I'm just going to give you a rundown of my personal preferences for Fighter Pass 3. I did a similar video to this based on a data mine from a while back, but now that we actually have an official announcement for Fighter Pass 3, we know the exact number of characters that will be joining the roster in this Fighter Pass. Again, these are my personal preferences. I won't be trying to appease any members of the community or any popular opinion, so no, I will not have Master Roshi on this list because I personally don't care for Master Roshi. Nothing against Roshi or his fans, I'm just not a fan of the character, but I totally respect anyone who is. Starting off my list is a character that, as far as I can tell, goes pretty underappreciated in the Dragon Ball world. I'm not super entrenched in the Dragon Ball community, but friends of mine who are Dragon Ball fans have laughed at me for liking this character, and that's Kaba. I think Kaba is a really fun character. His design goes in contrast from the typical buff man Saiyan, and because of that, he offers a unique visual style that we just don't have in Dragon Ball FighterZ right now, and I would love to see it. Kaba is pretty high up there on my request list now that we already have Kefla. The last two characters on my character list here are actually going to be characters I haven't met yet. Just in case you're not familiar with who I am, maybe you're a new viewer, or maybe you just haven't watched any of my Dragon Ball videos yet, I recently started watching Dragon Ball Super again after I was reintroduced to the series through Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Previously, I wasn't really passionate about Dragon Ball, but after Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, I've become much more passionate about the series, hence why I'm going to be jumping into Dragon Ball FighterZ for the first time in a very long time. Anyway, that whole ramble was just to let you know why I haven't watched the arc that we're going to be talking about yet. I should be watching it this weekend because I'm going to binge a bunch of Super because I'm tired of being behind. I'll start with the more controversial one because I know she's going to get a lot of hate, but after watching some clips of this character and seeing what she can do, I think she would be a great addition to the Dragon Ball FighterZ roster, and of course, I'm talking about Ribrianne. I know there are a lot of strong feelings out there about this character, but regardless of how you feel, you should be able to admit at the very least she offers a unique aesthetic to the game that we don't presently have, and I'm all about that. Now, I know some of you in the audience are going to be particularly upset about that, but don't worry, I left the fan favorite for last, a character that I would be quite excited about as well. My last character is one that I think most of us want to see, and that is Toppo. We do need a big guy in this batch of characters, and who better than Toppo? What character, what big guys exist in Dragon Ball that we don't currently have that would be a better option than Toppo? And quite frankly, I couldn't come up with anybody. The only other character I thought about was maybe Deborah, and even though I like Deborah's design, I don't think I would take him over Toppo or any of the other characters I mentioned on this list. That's it for me though. That is my Dragon Ball FighterZ Fighter Pass 3 wish list. And to be completely transparent with you, I would actually like to see Bulma as a part of this list, and I would have put her on this list, but if I did that, I would have a bunch of people arguing with me about how Bulma can't fight, as if we don't have hundreds of examples of fighting games featuring incredibly weak characters versus incredibly powerful characters, or even non-traditional fighting game characters. We have a lawyer who can fight Dormammu, we have a card game player who can fight Goku, and even in Dragon Ball FighterZ we have things like Krillin fighting the God of Destruction. Anyway, that's not the point. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you were able to enjoy it. If you did, make sure you leave a like. My name is Bilbzy, and I'll be sure to catch you in the next video.